Life can often feel like a battle between truths and illusions. We encounter people who seem happy, but in reality, their lives are far from peaceful. Hypocrisy and dishonesty may offer short-term comfort, but the truth is that such lives rarely last long in true happiness. People who live with anger carry the burden of their own self-inflicted punishment. Anger doesn't change the past, it only deepens your own suffering, and anything built on rage is bound to crumble, often in the most humiliating way. There's a value in facing harsh realities head-on. It's always better to live with the truth, no matter how hard it is, than to live behind a mask of deception. And when you're ready to criticize others, remember, we all have our own weaknesses. You can't throw stones at your neighbor if your own house is fragile. True friendships, the ones that really stand the test of time, are often forged in moments of hardship. The best relationships are born not out of ease, but out of the fire of adversity. It's easy to think we know it all, but sometimes, the wisest thing is to stay humble and cautious. Don't test the depth of water with your feet, sometimes it's better to simply observe before diving in. In life, time doesn't always match up with what we expect. You may find that people who seem young, with their energy and vitality, have already lived through years of hardship that have aged their hearts. Conversely, some people live long physically, but their true potential and passion have died early. An elderly dog, an old woman, and easy money may seem like they come with devotion, but they, too, are bound by time and the limits of the world. Watch out for the small things, the tiny leaks, because they can sink even the largest ship. Small mistakes can snowball, and before you know it, you're facing bigger consequences. Achieving your dreams won't be easy, but it's important to keep pushing forward. A wise person knows that engaging in unnecessary debates only wastes energy, especially with those who are intent on misunderstanding you. A loud mouth often serves to hide a lack of wisdom. Real beauty, the kind that lasts, isn't about appearances, it's about the heart. Even if the journey gets harder, remember that with every challenge, you become stronger. The real secret to success lies not in waiting for perfect conditions, but in waking up early and working consistently toward your goals. While it's easy to recover from a physical slip, a careless word can cause wounds that last much longer. It's true that a fool speaks from his heart without thinking, while a wise person measures their words carefully. Confidence and opportunities are linked. When you believe in yourself, you open the door to possibilities. If you want to grow, don't shy away from acknowledging your weaknesses. In fact, show love to your adversaries. It may not always be easy, but it will bring you peace in the long run. Be true to yourself, and don't let others' opinions rule your decisions. What matters most is your own happiness. Over time, the truth will reveal itself. People don't change, they just show who they really are. Instead of focusing on the darkness, light a candle. Take action. Don't let your fears and doubts hold you back. It's easy to get lost in small habits, but realize that these habits are your servants, they shape your life. There are people who will praise you publicly, but only to take advantage of you later. Don't let that stop you from continuing your path. Learn to create wealth and freedom for yourself. Life is about making your time count, and the only way to do that is to find a way to earn without constantly being tied to your work. Anxiety and fear often feel overwhelming, as if they're taking control of your thoughts and actions. In moments like these, it's easy to feel powerless, but it's crucial to realize that you have a choice. You can allow those emotions to dominate you, or you can find a way to rise above them. No matter how deeply anxiety may root itself in your mind, you always have the ability to shift your perspective. It's not easy, and it doesn't happen overnight, but it is possible. One key truth to remember is that it's impossible to hold both faith and anxiety in your heart at the same time. When you're consumed by fear or worry, you're shutting out faith and hope. To make space for the peace and confidence that faith can bring, you have to release the hold that anxiety has on you. It's a process of letting go of doubts, fears, and the negative beliefs that weigh you down. And even if you've been on a path of fear or insecurity for a long time, know that it's never too late to turn things around. No matter how many missteps you've taken, you can always find your way back. The key is to learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward. Remember, failure isn't permanent, it's simply a lesson, a part of the journey. As long as you keep going, you're growing. When you're starting something new, it can feel like standing at the edge of a cliff, unsure if you're ready to jump. The beginning of any journey is often the most intimidating part. The unknown is daunting, and there's a natural fear of failure. But it's important to remember that the future isn't something to be feared, it's something you create with the decisions you make today. The actions you take now, however small, are the foundation for what lies ahead. Successful people aren't necessarily those who have avoided failure or setbacks, they are often the ones who simply refuse to quit. Success comes not from perfection but from persistence, from the ability to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you stumble. Life will always present obstacles and hardships, but how you respond to them makes all the difference. You don't need to react out of fear or stress. Instead, you can choose to respond with grace, patience, and intention. When you start to see challenges as opportunities for growth, you'll find that you develop a strength you didn't even know you had. The greatest version of yourself comes forward when you learn to focus not just on your own struggles, but on the good in others and in the world around you. It's easy to get caught up in negativity or frustration, but the more you focus on the positive, the more it starts to shape your reality. One powerful way to cultivate peace in your life is to remember that sometimes silence is golden. If your words aren't going to improve the moment or the situation, it's okay to remain quiet. Life is full of challenges, but these challenges are only temporary. What remains constant is life itself, and the moments you choose to embrace. So, take each challenge as it comes, but meet it with courage and a sense of hope. It's your journey, and you have the power to steer it in the direction you want. In a world that often values appearance over substance, it's easy to find yourself envying others, not because you want to be them, but because you desire the success, happiness, or peace they seem to have. Society puts a lot of emphasis on what people have on the outside: wealth, status, beauty, but these things are often fleeting. The true measure of a person's worth lies in their heart. It's the kindness they show, the love they give, and the integrity with which they live their lives. If you want to take control of your own life, the first step is to conquer your thoughts. Your mind can be your biggest ally or your worst enemy. In difficult times, it's easy to get lost in negative thinking, but even in the darkest moments, there is always a way out. There is always light, even if it's just a glimmer. The key is to find it, to look for it, and to hold on to it. Don't wait for some perfect moment to take action. Time doesn't stop for anyone, and it moves faster than you might realize. Opportunities often pass us by while we're waiting for the right time or the ideal conditions. The most freeing thing you can do for yourself is to release the past and focus on what's ahead. The past can weigh you down, but it doesn't define you. You have the power to create a new story, to chart a new course. Time is one of those things that waits for no one. It's so easy to get caught in a rut, to keep doing the same things over and over, even when they no longer serve you. But you always have the option to change, to walk away from situations that no longer align with your values or help you grow. Don't be afraid of change, it's inevitable, and often, it's for the best. The people who are truly authentic in life are not the ones obsessed with outward appearances or trying to impress others. They are the ones who care about being genuine, who prioritize their own integrity over what others think. Life becomes much simpler when you embrace who you truly are and let go of the need to constantly seek validation. Part of this journey is knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Sometimes, silence is more powerful than words. We all face difficulties in life, but the key to making it through is to keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. Strength is not measured by how many challenges you face, but by how you keep rising after each one. In the grand scheme of things, when all is said and done, there are really only three things that matter: how much love you gave and received, how peacefully you lived, and how gracefully you let go of the things that were never meant to be part of your life. Life isn't about perfection or having everything figured out. It's about relationships, love, and personal growth. Everyone makes mistakes, but it's those who learn from them, who take those lessons and rise above, who find true success. You have the power to control how you respond to the world around you, no matter the circumstances. And that response, over time, shapes who you become. So, remember this: life is a journey, not a race. Take your time, embrace the lessons, and never forget that you have the strength to shape your own destiny.